Hey guys, welcome back to Schmitty's Garage. My name is Schmitty, and this is my wannabe garage because we don't have one yet, but we will have one soon. Of course, it's a journey, and each and every day we're getting closer to having our own garage. And just wanted to thank you guys for 1,500 subscribers first and foremost. Super excited about that. In the previous video, I showed you guys how to install this grill, these headlights, and the transformation looks absolutely amazing. And as you can see here today, what we're going to focus on today, guys, is fender flares. Fender flares, yes. And we got some LEDs. We got some LEDs for the reverse and brake lights. Alrighty. And so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So I'm going to go ahead and unpackage these, and we're going to put them on. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Also, guys, what I wanted to mention too is if you want these headlights and this grill, I'll leave a link in the description below, so this way you can grab that for your F-150 as well. Do keep in mind that this is for an 04 to 08. All right, so just wanted to let you guys know that. Once again, like I said, I'll leave it in the description for you. These packagings, you'll see that each fender flare will come with a sticker, and this one says BR for back right. This one will say FL for front left, right? And so, you know, you don't really want to get that mixed up, but if you do, it's not a big deal. Usually on the back of these, there'll be a stamp. Yeah, like there's a stamp right here, right in the middle, that'll tell you that this is FL for front left. So if you do get the packaging mixed up, no worries, because there should be a stamp on the back, but always double check that before you start. Okay, so I have my 13mm socket. I have my Allen keys here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten all these up right now. You don't have to do this the exact same way that I'm doing it, but what I like to do is I like to put the front left at the front left wheel, back left at the back left wheel, like how I'm leaning them up on the vehicle. You don't have to do that. I just do that because, you know, for me, it's just, I like to set it up that way. Also, I did tighten up all of the hardware. Do keep in mind that it is just for looks, and there's no real function to it besides it looking the way it looks. It gives it that industrial look, which I really think is dope, especially on the F-150s. Fender flares look absolutely amazing on these trucks. So now our next step is we're gonna take this weather sealant, right? And then we're going to put it around the inner edge of each flare. So when I mean the inner edge, I mean this edge right here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this seal all around the edge, and you're gonna see that this seal kind of opens up in the middle. If I can get my fingernail in there to show you guys. Okay, so you can kind of see here how the seal separates right here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up putting that over, and you're gonna fit it right over here, right along the edge of the fender flare. And what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a utility knife, right, or a box cutter, something that is sharp enough to just cut that off at the edge once you ran it across. And I'll show you guys exactly how it looks before cutting it. All right, guys, so that took me a little while to do. I just basically just put the seal all the way across the top part, like it says in the instructions. I left this part out. I'm not sure if you guys can see that here. It's probably a better view right here. I left this part out. You'll see here that it is a little curve here, right? I left that out, and I noticed that it fits better this way. And so if this is not the correct way, please let me know in the comments. But in terms of fitment, this looked a lot better. So I'm gonna leave it like this on all four corners. And yeah, so the next step is just to put them on. And so I have here on my drill a 5.5 metric socket, and I'm gonna go ahead and remove these two 5.5 bolts. So all right, so we got one. Let's put that somewhere where it's not gonna get lost. And then we have our second one. Perfect, okay. And now I'm gonna use both hands by putting this on, and I will show you guys the first flare as soon as it's on. Okay, so this is how it looks right now, right? And right now we just have it held up by these two guys right here. But as you can see, we're gonna have to loosen this one up, and we're gonna put a clamp here and then another bracket that attaches it through there. So the kit comes with a few of them for each fender. You'll see here that we have some brackets, we have clamps like this, and then of course we have the screws that attach them all together. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one up, and then I'm gonna finish the rest of them up, and I'll show you guys the end result. Just to save you guys a lot of time and headache, what you wanna do is you wanna put these brackets, if yours comes with these brackets, you wanna put these brackets on before you put the fender on. It's a whole lot easier to just put them on beforehand. And then of course you have like these little plastic clips that they look like these little plastic screws. So what you're gonna do is, like I said, just put these on beforehand, just to save you guys a lot of time and headache, because it is a pain in the butt to put that on once the flare is already on. So you wanna do this first. Okay, so I'm gonna explain exactly what I did in a little bit more depth here, and also for the rear. Number one, I think it looks great. Okay, and we actually followed directions, and we didn't do what everybody else does on YouTube, which is they kind of give up and get some self-tapping screws, and then they just drill into the fender or the splash, the wheel splash guard. We don't do that here. So we're actually using everything that the kit came with, and we're doing it the correct way here. So number one, right, like I said, so you're gonna remove these screws, and these are the stock screws. These two down here, the one that I just showed you, this one over here, and you may have one right up in here. I didn't have one here, and I didn't have one on the other side over there, so I kind of just left those out. And so basically, right, you're gonna remove these screws, you're gonna install that bracket like I showed you in the previous clip, right? You're gonna push these in to hold that bracket in place, and then once you fit the fender flare in place, you're gonna secure these two. You're gonna secure that one, and then you're gonna secure this one, and if you have the one all the way up top, you're gonna secure that one as well. All right, now that's how you do the front. Now for the back, it's a little bit different, right? In the back, if you have a kit just like this, right, with these little S clips, I call them S clips because they kind of look like an S, right? If you have these, what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up putting these on the fender, right? And you're gonna kind of stick them on the fender like this. So the fender is gonna go through the top part of the S, right where my fingernail is. So it's gonna go through the top part of the S right over here, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're going to slide that on the fender, and then you're gonna grab one of these little screws here, one of these little guys right here, and you're gonna screw that into this part over here, this hole right over here. So you're gonna see that you have to find the hole on the other side with the flare, okay? And these, they fit in pretty nicely. And the best thing is once again, you don't have to drill through the fender for this to work, okay? And as you can see, I'm tugging on it, it's not going anywhere, okay? This is on there nice and secure. And yeah, now we're gonna do the other side, but I just wanted to show you guys real quick. I will show you in the next clip exactly how this looks before you put the fender on. Okay, so we're here at the passenger side rear. So like I was mentioning before, right, what you wanna do with these clips is make sure that the hole is facing down like this. You're gonna turn the clip this way, and you're gonna kind of stick it like on the fender like that. So what you want to do is you don't want to just stick it on the fender right away, but basically what you want to do is you want to secure the fender flare up into its location the best you can, right? So when you do that, what's going to end up happening is you're going to find out where the hole is generally going to be, right? So let's say this top hole right here is going to generally be right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the clip into position, kind of like this, because I'm going to put it back on the fender, not the flare, the fender. And I'm going to kind of like line it up with the hole real quick. Now I'm going to move it up to the fender. And now it's on the fender, okay? Boom. So now it's right there. So now I know when I go to secure this flare, I can secure it to the top one and then work my way down this way or work my way down that way. And line up the clip with the hole to the best that I can. Now move the clip up towards the fender. Get it onto the fender. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to see if I could line up the hole. I think I'm a little bit too low here, so let's try and take the clip back off or move it up. Okay, and still too low. We're still a little bit too low here. All right, so we gotta take the clip off and kind of move it up. All right, and then you can see that I lined the hole up right there. So now that it's lined up, now I can grab my screw. All right, and you can either, I guess, maybe work it in by hand, but I like to, yeah, I would suggest maybe getting it on your screwdriver so this way you can put some force on it. So this way when you're right about here, all right, you can kind of put it in there. And that's it. It is on. It's on nice and tight. And that's how you do it. And so we have the final result. The fender flares are on the F-150. The fronts were a little tricky to figure out. This was my first time putting fender flares on a truck, period. But I mean, when you follow the directions, man, you really can't go wrong. You just gotta use your noggin. And so you use your brain, you'll be all good. And this is the end result, you guys. So now we have the flares, we got the headlights and the grill. It's looking good, man. This truck is looking so good now. Can't wait to just clean it up, detail it. Got a few more things to do on the truck. In the next video, what we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna show you guys how to replace the brake lights and the reverse lights on this truck. Thank you guys for watching. If you're feeling compelled to subscribe, please do so, as it helps me and the channel out in growing. And once again, thank you guys for 1,500 subscribers. I'm super happy about that. It's something that I've always wanted for years and years. I've been wanting to, do YouTube, just haven't had the time or place to accomplish it, but I'm here now and we're doing it now. So thank you guys again. I'll catch you guys in the next video.